This is nothing. I know what you did last summer. Ooh, what a crock of shit.
What is up, folks? Welcome to Nerds at Night presents Whiskey and a Mystery. I am your host, Blake Money Blakeweather. How is everybody doing out in podcast land? I hope you're doing great. I hope you're doing amazing. I'm happy to bring a new segment that combines two things I love. I love whiskey and I love murder mystery movies. And what a great place to combine the two and pair the two. I'm so excited to do this series. We're going to cover a few movies I've done. We'll probably go into the screams and stuff like that. So some of the ones I've broken down before, but I'm excited to break down other murder mystery movies as well, whether they're classical or slasher. On that note, today's episode, we are talking all about... Now, this is a classic one, right? And this is one I have wanted to cover. And also, too, they have the remake coming out in about a month. So what a good time to go ahead and dabble in on this movie and dig in on it and sort of revisit it. I'm very excited about it. So now you know the murder mystery, but what about the whiskey part? Well, on each and every episode, we will have a whiskey expert come on and go ahead and pair the movie that we're talking about with the whiskey that they think best matches with it. Now, there are a few rules before we get into it. One, the whiskey that they pick cannot exceed $45 and has to be findable by everybody out there in case you yourself want to go ahead and pick up a bottle. Now, prices are going to vary from like state to state, city to city, yada, yada. But a relative, I want to put the cap at $45. That way, you know, you're not breaking the bank and you're able to have a good time if you want to follow along and drink the whiskey that the whiskey expert is picking out for you. Also, the final rule about the show is at the end of the episode, the whiskey expert's going to come on and they're going to make an expert whiskey pick that will pair with this movie. It could be an expensive bottle, could be a hard to find bottle, it could be another, you know, relatively not too expensive bottle, but it's their choice. The limitations are off and they get to have free reign with whatever pick that they want to pick. So if you're a murder mystery fan, great, welcome. I think you're really going to like this segment. If you're a whiskey fan, welcome. I'm sort of new to this world, so I'm a bit excited to dabble my feet in here and figure out this wonderful world of whiskey. Now, we know the movies, we know the rules. Let's get into our whiskey expert for this episode. He is an Austinite like myself. He is the former host of ATX Whiskey Society on Instagram. And again, all around super knowledgeable when it comes to the world of whiskey. Our guest today is none other than Brandon Philbrick. Brandon, how are you doing, my man?
I'm doing all right. I got some whiskey in me, and that's always a good start.
Ooh, I love it. Before we get into the whiskey, what do you know about this movie? What do you remember about this movie, man? Had you seen it before I ask you to watch it? I'm sure you're about my age, right? I was born in 88, so I'm sure that you...
I'm 91, so,
okay,
you know.
Around the same age.
Yeah. As far as my kind of relationship with this movie, I, growing up, was not allowed to watch horror movies. Certainly not slasher movies. Growing up in a very, very conservative Christian household. Dad was a pastor.
You're PK?
I'm a PK.
Oh, wow.
Yep, I got all the trauma to go along with it. So
that's another episode of Unfiltered Bachelor, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, there you go. That'll be fun. I dated a girl in high school, and she was obsessed with every horror movie. She made me watch horrific things that still haunt me.
Very nice.
But the things that stuck with me wasn't I don't do well with jump scares, but I like a good whodunit. Like growing up, I loved like Clue, the movie Clue.
Movie. It's so fun.
The movie is perfect. One of my other favorite like spoof murder mysteries is called Murdered by Death.
Murder by Death. It's so
good. It's so great. You have Peter Sellers doing the Peter Sellers thing where
Maggie Smith being Maggie Smith.
Yeah. And so it's tons of fun, very funny. But
Who's the guy that plays the detective who's like, one more thing, right?
Columbo.
Columbo's in the movie. He plays.
Is he? What was he in the movie?
He plays this sort of Spade character, Jack Spade, or whoever the sort of Humphrey Bogart sort of throwback.
I never put two and two together that was him.
That was him. That's him.
I'm gonna have to rewatch this movie now.
Yep. And also Homegirl, who's in Clue, who plays Miss Peacock, is also in that movie. I think she plays assistant.
I do remember that. So yeah, my side was always more the humorous side of whodunits. Also early 1930s, 1940s noir. I love like Maltese Falcon and stuff.
So that character is the character that Columbo plays in Murder by Death. Sort of, he's something Spade, but like Spade is the last name of the character Humphrey Bogart plays in Maltese Falcon.
Yeah, so it's that I like, those are what I liked, and so the girl I was with at the time kind of ruined my very malleable, innocent brain.
My virgin eyes, your virgin brain.
Yeah, she made me watch Hostel. And so, or what was it? Maybe it wasn't Hostel. No, it was. She did make me watch. She was like, "You got to watch this." And I'm like, I don't know. It sounds terrible. And it was. It still was. So yeah. It scarred me. But there's other ones that also messed me up. Blair Witch Project, absolutely. Like, if I was that kid that's like, this is real. We need to have a seance or something. We need to cleanse the house because now there's demons here.
Yeah, we need to find these people now. Where are they?
But I know we talked a little off screen about Scream.
Yes.
And Scream was my like, you can have a horror movie that's still decently scary, good fun kills, and still you're laughing and like it's enjoyable. And so
it's also a whodunit.
Right. And I went into this movie when I was younger thinking I was gonna get a Scream experience. And also, because talking about what I remember about this movie are two of my favorite actors, which is Jennifer Love Hewitt and Sarah Michelle Gellar, because I love Buffy. And so I saw that they were in it. And I was like, oh, this is going to be great. It'll be so fun. And then Jennifer Love Hewitt definitely is working overtime to make you really try to stand out with her character. Everyone's just depressed.
I always think of her as sort of the precursor to Kristen Stewart, right?
Yes.
From Twilight. Yeah. Like Kristen Stewart does everything that was the emo version of like Jennifer Love Hewitt, like just like that sort of like, yeah, hi,
yeah,
okay. She looks away and like, okay. Like it's like everything that Jennifer Love Hewitt did is exactly what Kristen Stewart was like.
Right.
I could do that and get paid in every single movie.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we're going to make, that kid that is just the wallflower. And, we didn't know to call it socially awkward or autistic back then, but it is now. How about we make that sexy? Can we do that? Is that fine?
And that's how Can't Hardly Wait was made. Thank you so much. Let's cut to a clip real quick. Actually, I am for sure going to cut a clip, but we just came back from it. So
I believe you. I'm going to take your word for it.
It's going to be here when you watch it. You're going to be like, damn, he did it. That's great.
He did it. Look at him. That's sly.
We'll do it in post. We'll do it in post. That's it. So that's what you remember about this movie. You were like, oh, two of my favorite actors. This is there's some bloods, there's some whodunit.
Well, and also remember, I thought the hook hand killer, that's always a cool like old school slasher. Simple. Don't overthink your slasher characters. Yeah. The more simple they are, the more terrifying they're going to be, which is why like Halloween got lost.
Right. We're overcomplicating the bad guy.
Yeah,
absolutely. At this time it's just like he's got a hook for a hand and he's somebody's getting it. I don't know
Yeah,
who it
he's
is.
dressing. He raided Keanu Reeves' outfit from The Matrix, and he found a sharpened clothes hook hanger, and he's like, "This is gonna do it. I'm gonna run amok with these teenagers."
He O'Reilly'd it. He said, "Fuck it, we go live." That's how
Yeah, we'll do it live.
Let's cut to a clip of that.
We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Okay, good.
Show you gotta, if you're gonna cut to a clip of it, you gotta show the Family Guy version of it. It's so funny.
We're gonna cut to that clip right now.
Bam.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
So that's what you remember. How old were you when you saw this movie?
Oh, I think I was 13, which is kind of the perfect age to see this movie.
I think
Because you don't know it's bad when you're that young.
I saw it when it came out at rental at like at 98 probably. So I was like 10, maybe even 11 when I saw this movie for the first time. But I hadn't seen Scream, but I'd seen this.
Okay.
And I remember watching it. You know, you're hoping that nobody checks them all out at Blockbuster. You know, people don't. If the OGs, if you know what I mean.
I know for a fact that every Blockbuster within a 5-mile radius of my house hated me because I was absolutely that kid. It's like, hey, do you have Yoshi's Island on the N64? This is like every day calling. No, it's still not here. Okay, I'll call back tomorrow then. Socially awkward kid who was homeschooled and had no social skills. Nothing went wrong there.
Let's also cut to a clip of
Yoshi's Island on the N64.
No, you're just being an awkward homeschool kid.
Just show Michael Cera from Arrested Development. It'll cover it.
She's got a little hard-boiled egg going there.
Oh, it's so cute. She sometimes takes a little pack of mayonnaise and she'll squirt it in her mouth, and then she'll take an egg and kind of. She calls it a mayonnaise. Are you okay?
I don't feel so good.
That's the clip we actually used. Funny enough.
Perfect.
Funny. Okay, so that was your first time watching this movie. Did you watch it? Did you watch it recently?
I did watch it recently, and that's kind of when I realized that it was bad.
Absolutely. We're not here to review good movies. We're here to review murder mysteries.
Oh yeah. Well, so I thought it was gonna be bad in a good way, where you're like, oh, that's terrible. I'm just like eating cake for breakfast the whole time. You're like, this is fine. There's nothing. This is fine. Everything's fine.
I can do this now.
I can do this, and it's fun. I did this when I was a kid. It's still good. And then this one, there's so much. I will say what I did not appreciate when I was younger was the character development that they were going for when they're showing, the before they run the dude over versus later. Because before, you've got everyone just like, this is like the best time of our lives.
We're in high school.
This is the beginning. It only gets better from here. Fast forward a year, everyone's depressed. Everyone's miserable. Mom thinks you're on drugs. You're not. You just saw a man die that you had a part in.
Hey,
and no one's got a job that they thought they were going to have.
Everyone needs therapy from this.
Everyone. That's the thing. Everyone in this movie ends if it's just as sponsored by BetterHelp.
Funny. That's a sponsor of this episode of Nerds at Night. BetterHelp. Everybody go. Enter.
Everyone go. Everyone needs it. No one is exempt.
Sorry, I couldn't do that with a straight face.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, no, I think that is a great point. Like everybody, you do see this sort of, you don't get it as a kid, but you get it as an adult because you're like, yeah, there's everybody I did know in high school was like, yeah, I'm gonna go play for NFL. I'm gonna do this, and you're like, you see him 5 years later, you're like, you're working HB, huh, homie? Yeah,
but what about that touchdown that I made on that, on that Friday?
Everybody's Uncle Rico when they get older. They're like, you see them mountains over there? I could throw a football over them mountains over there. I'll tell you what.
I had, I'm old enough now that I've had this experience. I went back to the town that I went to high school, and I went to HEB, and I saw one of my old classmates still working HEB, and I felt sad, like legitimately, like I'm I'm happy you're alive and you're sustaining yourself. I don't know what else has happened in your life. I'm glad you're still going, but I'm just sad you're still here. Like, go somewhere, move 10 miles away.
There's life outside of HEB. I just want you to know that. Yeah.
There's life outside of this town.
Okay. Before we get into too much of the highs and lows,
Oh, yes.
obviously have to bring you on. You are the whiskey expert guest for this week. What if you're recommending this movie and somebody's a whiskey fan, they want to get into whiskey. They're like, you know what? I want to be out. I'm going to watch this movie in anticipation of the new movie that's coming out.
Mhm.
I want to get into bourbons. I want to get into whiskeys. What is a good one I should maybe drink with this? I mean, usually everybody pairs, the wine with the cheese. You got a good bourbon with a good like steak or something. But like we're doing this with the movie.
Absolutely.
What is the pairing you would do with this movie?
All right, so imagine, if you will, instead of being Remy the Rat from Ratatouille, we put on, instead of being in a kitchen, we still really like berets. We'll put on our little beret and a scarf because we're going to go into a movie theater. It's going to be cold.
Yeah.
And thankfully, in Austin, we have cool brew cinemas. We have Alamo Draft House, so we can drink and watch our movies all at the same time.
Oh, yes.
And there's quite nothing like having a drink that perfectly pairs with the movie you're watching. And I think everyone would be really tempted to just order a bourbon, which is totally fine. A bourbon will absolutely complement this movie, but let's go the next step up.
Okay.
Let's have the cheese with the strawberry in our mouth at the same time.
Ooh.
Colorful fireworks going off around us.
Ooh.
Full Ratatouille moment. Let's elevate it. This movie's got some spiciness because it's a teen slasher whodunit movie. So let's add a little bit of spice to the sweet that's happening.
Okay.
Let's take the bourbon, but let's do a little bit of elevated. Let's go with a high rye bourbon.
Okay.
So you're going to have all those sweet, delicious notes that you still get out of a bourbon. You're going to have your caramel, you're going to have your vanilla, and you're going to have your cherries. But on top of with those sweet elements, we're going to throw in a savory element. We're going to throw in some spice, and that's going to come from the high rye content in those whiskeys. The one that's readily available, I can't think of the last time I went into a liquor store and I didn't see it, is going to be the Redemption, the high rye that they do.
I have that.
How do you?
Right behind me. That's crazy.
How perfect.
That's wild. Let me go ahead and grab that real quick. Obviously,
as natural as can be.
I was gonna say, obviously, we planned all of this. I just want
nothing.
everybody
Yeah.
to know. So I have this. Let me just show the fans and the people. Redemption, high rye bourbon. We're looking at a 46% alcohol, 92% proof. This is batch 137. You're going to get a different batch. Does that mean, as my whiskey expert, if they get a different batch, it might taste a little slightly different?
Absolutely. So, especially with these craft whiskeys, we are used to, say, like if you get a bottle of Jack Daniels, every bottle of Jack Daniels is scientifically, chemically, like engineered to always taste like Jack Daniels. If you get an Old Number 7, it will always taste like Old Number 7.
Right.
But the cool thing is about these other whiskeys that go the extra step and tell you it's a batch or it's this barrel number or something. It means it's going to have unique flavors imbued with it. It's not always going to taste the same across the board. You'll have reoccurring notes that are with it, but they're just slight variations, just little nuances.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like handwriting. You can mimic someone else's handwriting, but there's always going to be little tells that this isn't, Brandon didn't write this, someone else. But it's my words or something. And maybe they traced it or something, but it's just going to be a little different. But especially with Redemption, because they do make a lot of whiskey. I think they are out of MGP, which is Indiana.
Yeah.
If you like MGP whiskey, it's going to have those. It's going to taste like MGP. And if you're
And
a fan
MGP, for those, no, I'm not in the know. It's Midwest Grain Production. Is that the?
Yes. They are one of the largest whiskey producers in the United States.
Yeah.
They also, when you look at a shelf, typically, especially outside of Texas, your big hitters that are going to take up all your shelf. We will break this down into 4 distilleries. You are going to have Heaven Hill, Buffalo Trace, Jack Daniels, just because Jack Daniels synonymous with American whiskey, and then you're going to have MGP.
Right.
They just have such a huge
volume of presence,
massive presence. But what we have been seeing lately, especially with, we're coming out of the COVID era of whiskey, where massive influx, huge, you couldn't keep whiskey on the shelf.
Right.
And so now we're seeing a little bit of cooling of the market. So now people are having to get smart. We're having to get a little bit more creative on what's making it into bottles and where's it going. So you have more finishes happening. You have more high rise that are coming out because it's still bourbon, but they're playing with other rye varietals that go into it. And so one of the cool things is, while MGP is still out there and still doing things, there's less of it. So as far as the new distillers. So
very nice. All right. So as I'm smelling this, I smell like I get like a kind of brown sugar, sort of caramel grass smell. Both in the same. It smells good. Like, it smells real good. Is that what I should be smelling?
So here's one of the most. This is what I love about whiskey so much.
Go ahead.
Whatever you are smelling, that's what you should be smelling.
Ooh.
I can tell you to look for certain things. We could be smelling. I don't have the bottle that you're smelling currently, but I could tell you to look for certain things, and you would find it, because our brains, when we're told something, especially when it comes to food or in smells, because our smell receptors are connected to that part of our brain that also is connected to nostalgia.
Ooh, okay.
So I can trigger those little synapses in your brain to pick up on those notes that maybe you didn't notice before. So I don't really like to tell people what they should be looking for.
Okay.
I like to tell people what I get from something when I'm doing tastings or smell, like, we're going through the gauntlet, smelling, tasting, what's on the back end. I'll walk through that process with them. I listen to them first, because most of the time they don't have the experience with that whiskey that I do. So I don't want to influence somebody until they ask me, what do you get? All right, cool. So this is what I get. And then all of a sudden they'll go back like, whoa, I get it.
Right.
Or
okay.
like on ATX Whiskey Society, one of the things that I loved about doing that page so much was being with my partner, Emiliano, and both of us being very culturally different backgrounds. He has a palate that is aimed at how he grew up, and the flavors and experiences that he had is not how I grew up. So he'll throw out these tasting notes to me. I'm like, dude, I have no concept of what that is. So then he would give me that thing that it was. I'm like, oh my God, dude, I totally get it.
Yeah.
Like, that's amazing. So it's, when you have people, whiskey is this beautiful relationship that you have. Like, it's like with anything that involves your senses, be it music, food, or something. It's painting a picture in your brain,
of course,
and it can take you on its own journey. It's really kind of a self-guided journey for yourself. So you're going to pick up on things that trigger like your memory of, we talk all the time about different candies and stuff. Like, one of my there was a whiskey that I had like a couple of months ago, and it tasted like Goobers, the chocolate covered peanuts.
Yeah, okay.
And I was like, oh my gosh, this has this, and or you'll get other. I always say you can kind of tell when you're drinking a young whiskey, a young bourbon that maybe hasn't been aged enough because it tastes like raspberry Laffy Taffy. So that's my little trigger that I go, okay, so this is less than 3 years old,
Right.
so or something. But
How
but
funny.
so yeah, there's little tricks that you can learn and pick up. But the important thing is, if you're drinking whiskey and you're not picking up the notes that people are talking about, there's nothing wrong with you.
Okay.
You just haven't experienced that yet, and it just means you have something to explore. Or my wife's palate is completely different than mine. We were drinking this whiskey that was out of Europe, and she's like, I taste watermelon. And I was like, what?
Whoa.
All these guys in this room that we were in immediately are like, what do you mean watermelon? And they jump back in and all this. And she's like, you're looking for watermelon candy. That's where you're going wrong. It's fresh, juicy watermelon, not the candy. And as soon as she said that, all of these guys were like, you're absolutely right. This is crazy. So
that is crazy. All right.
No.
I'm gonna go in on this. It's like a low grassy. You get some vanilla, you get some caramel, little toastiness in the background, and the proof is not too crazy. Like it's not too crazy.
Right. It's 84.
It's
proof,
46, so 92 proof.
Nice, perfect. Yeah, 92 proof. I mean, that puts you closer to like a Elijah Craig. That's kind of where I like my entry points. I like the 92, 94s. But yeah, so those grassy notes that you're getting, that is a lot of times that is coming from the rye.
Yes, it's exactly what it is. I mean, and I had a good comparison even before I tried this. I had bought a Willet 4-year rye, and like the rye, the grassiness beast on that. I mean, it's not. It was actually really tasty.
Yeah,
but like you can taste the rye flavor coming through like
with those Willet, those green tops.
It's a green top. A green top.
With those green tops, I mean, you're getting like lemongrass, eucalyptus, sometimes a little sometimes, especially when you get into the single barrels, you'll get a little like spearminty, just a little bit. Not that it's minty, but that kind of fresh feeling, as it's washing past your like jawline down to
it's
your
like
throat.
it's like inhaling like a low grade like Irish Spring, kind of like that. You're like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing here. All right, that's interesting.
So the last time I had a Redemption high rye, so it tasted like a really good butter cake with toffee. So like the real dense, moist yellow cakes that have the Texas butter cakes pretty much, and it had toffee notes to it, and then
it does have I was like inhaling it and then drinking it, and it had a candy and I would say toffee is probably the closest that I could come to in my head. I was trying to figure out, I'm like, what kind of candy is this? Like some sort of brown sugar candy. It's not Withers, but like toffee candy probably comes really close, like to when you inhale it and then take a sip of it, it's right there.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I had it, and like kind of like if I was like pointing on like a diagram, I'd say like kind of around here once it goes down, but mostly kind of like on the finish when it sits there, but you'll also pick it up as you're swallowing it and it's going down, that lingering. That's where a lot of the spice comes in, and you'll get some of that allspice or kind of what helps, kind of a blanket term for a lot of ryes for people who are getting in, or if you're just right when you're warming up your palate to taste, like, it's not a race. It's, take your time, sit with your whiskey, allow it to open up. You'll see guys swizzling it around like this. It's just letting it breathe. You're just allowing it to aerate and get.
I did a thing the other day, and I sort of switched it around in my mouth a little bit.
That's another good way too.
And it I was like, what is
you're hitting
this?
you're hitting all of your sensories. Yeah.
I started tasting things that I was like, is this allowed? It's probably not allowed in at least 10 different countries, the flavors that I'm tasting right now. This is great.
I had gotten to the point when smelling it, because I mean, this is the other thing. We're talking taste pretty much right now, what kind of sits on your palate, but the whole other side is smell.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of whiskeys, when you look at tasting guides, they're broken down into kind of 3 categories. You have on the nose, the palate, and then your finish. And so what you get on the nose could be wildly different than what you taste.
Right. And
it's always really fun when you have a whiskey that you smell it and you're like, oh, I'm getting this. I'm getting coffee and dark chocolate and stuff. And you're getting all of these, or one of my favorites, Balcones out of Waco.
Balconies. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, they're fantastic. But when you drink when you smell, you're getting a lot of the fruit. You're getting stone fruit, because a lot of their stuff's malted whiskey, malted grains. But they experiment with a lot of different grains as well. They've got bourbons, they've got ryes. Their ryes are insane. But I love it because you get the fruit notes on the nose, and then as soon as you sip it, it's coffee beans. It's just coffee beans, dark chocolate, and breakfast in a cup almost. It's
incredible.
Yeah,
I mean, I like my porters and I like my stouts that way. Like a good breakfast stout, when you get that with that coffee, the chocolate, and it sort of ends
Speaking with that, I'm gonna show
oatmeal-y, sort of oatmeal-y. Oh, it's incredible. Right. I thought something happened where you were getting attacked or something.
No. I've got whiskey. I'm surrounded by whiskey. There's stuff behind me. There's stuff in front of me. But I wanted you to see this color on this Balcones. This is their De Color. This is a whiskey that was finished in Vino de Color casks, and it looks like Coca-Cola.
Jesus,
it is absolutely just completely dark.
That color's thick, bro.
It's thick, and it drinks thick too, and that's kind of a trademark of what they do. They if you like stouts like I do, and porters, they're they coat your palate. It's sometimes I'll finish with them because you can't taste anything else once you've started drinking them. So
okay. So we've gotten into the whiskey of the night, a high rye bourbon from Redemption. Everybody go find it at your local liquor store. It's very accessible. I think I bought this. Let me price range it for you real quick. I think I bought it for $28.99 or something like that. Let's see, Redemption. Right now, my local total, and it's going to be a little different from you, probably within $6 to $8 price range, but here it's $24.49, and I think that's about the price that I paid for it.
I was going to say, I mean, even across the board, even if you're ordering from those drink sites, it's usually around. I've never seen it for more than 28.
Yeah, no, not at all. So very accessible to everybody. In a sort of in alignment with this movie, it does feel good. It does feel like something you'd want to return to. There is some sharpness to it, but you get some fun notes like this movie. And speaking like this movie, as somebody's drinking this and watching this, we're going to assume that you watch this movie. If you haven't, we're about to do some spoilers. So spoiler alert, we're about to get into some highs and lows of this movie. But you're sipping this, you're watching some kills, you're watching the whole whodunit aspect. I'm going to ask you something because I'm working on a video of this. Do you think this movie was actually meant to be solved? I just wanted to ask that because it's something that really hit me as I sort of break down murder mysteries. I'm like, was this ever even meant to be solvable? Because you don't ever in most murder mysteries, whether they're goof troops or whether they're actual serious, murder on the Orient Express, death on the Niles, whatever.
You're supposed to have this kind of aha moment, or even if it's not directly shown to you, you as the audience kind of are being given these breadcrumbs as it goes, but you're not I don't know.
In most murder mysteries, in the first third of the movie, you are at least introduced or given who the killer is going to be.
Mhm.
In this movie, the dude's hit with a car, and
Right.
you don't see him at all. He's never introduced. He's never like, hey, here's this guy. You don't see him until the
Right.
end. How could you put it together? That's the wild part for me.
I mean, even so, like, speaking of whodunit slashers, Jeff had us all at Thanksgiving watch the movie Thanksgiving.
I broke that down, and I actually enjoy that movie.
I loved the hell out of it.
I enjoyed it way more than I should.
It's the perfect level of camp and stupid at times, and then at the same time, you're like, this movie is so fun. Like, I'm just love, but there's a clear moment that you're like, maybe 25% way into the movie, I'm like, I know who the killer is. I mean, come on.
So I did a breakdown of the movie. I did an every clue video, like I was telling you, I do the every clues. I did one for Thanksgiving, and I released it around of all times of all seasons,
right, perfect.
Thanksgiving.
And that movie's great because they have the moment where they're actively showing you some of the clues, which is what you want.
Eli Roth makes good murder mysteries, and I'm glad he's going to do it. Dude, for somebody that never did one, he did a good job. Also, what are you sipping on for the fans out there?
Because I've been on a buying hold of all my time and money is going into music lately. So I haven't been buying whiskey, but since I have so much, I had to go off of the high rise that I have.
Okay.
And this isn't the one I'm going to recommend, because I'm going to recommend a fancier, like, you know,
at the end of this, you'll give your fans.
Yeah, I'll give a fun one. Not that I don't like this one. It's just the other one I'm going to introduce is way better. This is the Blue Run.
Okay.
This is their high rye, and it's 111 proof.
Okay.
So
not too shabby.
It's not too shabby. It's fun. It's nice. It's just more than it should be. When a whiskey, that's the danger of reviewing whiskey. You got to keep up with the trends.
Oh, bro!
And Blue Run blew up like overnight, so we were all running out to get Blue Run, different Blue Runs and stuff, and they're all $80 to start, like around that. So
fuck off,
and then they only go up from there.
Yeah, no. Guess who's not doing that? Me. I'm not doing that. But yeah, I just figured the fans want to know what you're drinking.
Oh, of course.
As we talk about this. But yeah, I you know, all of the murder mystery aspects and all of this that we're talking about, I just don't think that this movie was meant to be solvable. There's clues. So I was returning to, there's clues on all these movies that you're meant to meet the murderer. You never meet him in this movie. It's quite unfair to the audience. Mm-hmm. However, let's talk about some highs of this movie. I think there's some great kills in this movie, actually.
There's some fun ones.
Like some fun kills. Oh, we were talking about Thanksgiving. Let me round that out real quick. In Thanksgiving, I figured out who the killer was, and I talked about this in my breakdown in the first scene of the movie, because it's
at the Walmart, not Walmart.
No, not even that. When he walks up to the door, and you turn. I'm about to give it away. So tune out if you haven't seen this. You get 1, 2, 3. Tune in if you have seen it. When it's a POV, and then you turn on the door, and it's Patrick Dempsey as the sheriff. Yep. I immediately knew it was him, because that is a throwback to the first Halloween when Michael is a kid. I put this in the video. I'll send you the video, and I think you'll really like it.
Yeah.
But it's Michael as a kid, and you don't realize like who's walking through who's facing his house, who's going in the kitchen, who's putting a mask on, who's stabbing his sister. You don't realize it until he comes out of his house. The POV turns. It's a kid, and Samuel Loomis pulls the mask off, and all of a sudden you see this kid holding a bloody butcher knife.
Right.
And as soon as they shot that shot, I was like, oh, that's the killer. But hey, movie, take me on a fun ride and convince me it's not.
Oh no, absolutely. Yeah, it's see, and I didn't even pick that up at the time of watching it. But also the same thing, and Patrick Dempsey talks about this and doing. I know we're not talking about Thanksgiving, but it's
no.
still,
We're coming back. We're coming back.
Yeah. We'll come back. But the thing that I loved about it was because he was talking about, being. I have a lot of family in New England, and
He uses real accent. Is that what you're
right?
saying?
And he talks about like I never get to do my real accent in movies, and so this whole time I'm like knowing all this stuff about this movie, and I'm like, there's no way he's the killer. He's so adorable. He's Patrick Dempsey, and then all of a sudden he's the killer. It clicked with me. I'm like, you sly fucker! You made Patrick Dempsey the murderer,
You son of a bitch. Yeah,
and then at the same time, I was like, I didn't realize I was going to be attracted to the murderer. Now I'm confused. Now I have questions.
yeah. Now I don't know my middle name.
I don't. I think it's Dempsey.
Brandon Dempsey Philbrick. That's it. I heard
That's it.
Well, you told me that before we started, so
I did. That's what the camera said. Actually, originally, I had to change it.
Yeah, I'll send you the video though, and it'll show you every single clue that was actually there. Where when I looked back, I was like, "Oh my god, dude!" Like, how? I mean, I knew it was him, but like, how did I? After seeing the clues, you're gonna be like, "Bro, like, why did I not see this?" Also, Eli Roth makes an incredible murder mystery for a first time outing. You make an incredible murder mystery.
It was fun. I want more.
We want more. What we're going to have more of is I Know What You Did Last Summer. That's what we're about to talk about. And there's a new movie coming out. But let's go to the kills in this movie because there's some fun. That's high. That's for me, big high. Like there's some fun kills. Like
no, white people don't survive in slasher movies, all because of poor directions. It's almost like every slasher movie, everyone has Apple Maps. Everyone's making wrong turns directly into blades.
You turn and then you're like, shouldn't have done that. I just
shouldn't have done that. Damn it.
I just died. I think one of my favorite kills in here is the whole chase scene with Helen, right? It's Sarah Michelle Gellar, and I'll probably put a clip of it in here where she's running through the park, right? And then runs into her sister Elsa's place, and like the killer's chasing her across the park. It's the suspenseful scene. Is she going to make it inside? And then she makes it inside, and then somehow the killer comes inside from the back because it's not locked. And he kills Elsa. He jumps on Helen, still chases her through everywhere, and then still ends up killing her in the damn alley. Like that whole scene is, that deserves a big round of applause. Like
it was good. Yeah,
I like on your toes.
I like that one. Also, excellent reminder for everybody: is your back door locked right now?
Ooh, yeah.
You should go lock your back door.
Ooh,
because if you're feeling a draft right now, it's not the AC kicking on.
Ooh, it's the rye whiskey you just drank.
It is. They heard that bottle pop when you got it, and someone came in the house and took it.
You can offer it to the killer and see if he won't slay you, and you'll make it to the sequel. Who knows?
It's like the Dane Cook bit about the guy going crazy at the office and killing everybody. He's like, I just gave that guy a candy bar. Thanks for the candy.
Yeah, Jim was real cool. Yeah, Jim was real cool.
It's real cool.
That's a big high for me. Is some of the kills in this, right? Like, I mean, obviously Ryan Felipe's character, he kind of gets slashed up, did up, whatever. But it seems fun. Like it seems fun. Like the killer chasing them seems fun.
Well, I mean, that's kind of this era, the late 90s of slashers was still just so much about the chase.
Yeah.
Is this it? Are you gonna? And then always a quick little heel turn of some maybe like a comedic relief or something. It's quick.
It's dating nowadays. Like there's all the chase and then there's a comedic relief.
Always. Yeah, exactly.
In there. There's somebody breaking right there. I don't know.
There you go.
What's low for you in this movie? Sorry, I cut you off. You had a point.
I was just gonna kind of go off of that, but it's fine. What I was gonna say is none of the kills were you taken aback? Like, okay, all right, hold on,
Right.
Like they all seemed real grounded. Like, it wasn't like the one thing that took me out of Thanksgiving was the dinner scene. I'm like, okay, really?
This is how we're doing this. We're serving.
I was dying laughing.
Oh yeah. I was in the theater. I watched it in the theater. Like second day it came out, and people were laughed, and I was like, yeah, it is like a sort of trashy B class, like corny,
absolutely
sort of
is
horror flick. You're laughing, you're scared. That's what this is about.
Yeah. But yeah, none of the kills seemed ridiculous or take you out of the moment. Which I think is the smart move in this movie. The low point for me was the acting.
Ooh,
the acting is rough in this, and that's coming from someone who loves Sarah Michelle Gellar, and I will always stand for Jennifer Love
Hewitt.
Yeah, Jennifer Love Hewitt. Well, I love her run in the early 2000s on movie rom-coms was
unequivocal.
So
unequivocal.
fun.
Yeah. Party of Five. You got this movie. You got Can't Hardly Wait. Like what else? Everything she was in. It was magic.
I mean, really, the only low point for her was Garfield, but that was everyone's low point.
Yeah. All right. Nobody remembers what's his name? Meyer Brecken from that movie.
Breckenmeyer.
Breckenmeyer. Nobody remembers. Exactly. I didn't remember his
name.
We
show Breckenmeyer love. He deserves it for all that he did with Robot Chicken.
I love him for Road Trip just because they featured Austin, Texas in the movie, right? Like that was.
Yep. Road Trip was great. Also, Breckenmeyer in another Road Trip movie, Rat Race.
Rat Race. I love Rat Race.
Rat Race
at the same time. Are we best
We did. Yes, we're
best
friends now.
Right.
But yeah, so the acting for me, I was just taken out of it. And also if you haven't watched the movie and you're not really interested in watching this, at least watch the trailer because the scene is in the trailer. In fact, it's one of the first things in the trailer is this took place in the era of movies where every parent that didn't understand their child was like, are you on drugs? Like just out of the gate.
This movie came out in the Dare era, right?
Yeah. 97.
This was 97. Yeah.
Yeah. We all let that lion down. So
remember that line, the Dare line? If you don't know the Dare line, then you probably let him down because you did drugs and you forgot about him, kid.
And if you're thinking about him right now, light up a joint. You roll one out for the homie. He's pour
one up for the homie. How about
that? Go get yourself one of those weird whiskeys that's made with hemp. I don't know.
Lion whiskey. That's great right there. Yeah, I will say the acting is a little okay. So where Scream takes itself not serious, this movie takes itself serious.
That is the big, like if this movie went at it knowing that it wasn't going to be Scream knew what it wanted to be. There was no identity crisis. There was no what are we going to be serious? Are we going to be funny? It's just right from the get-go. It's like, we are taking the wind out of this genre because it's been going for so long and it's gotten ridiculous. So we're going to make you laugh, but then we're also going to make sure there's good kills in there. You're like, whoa, fun stuff. This one wants you to take it as seriously as any other cult classic. And it wants to be a cult classic so bad. It's practically holding onto your pant leg as you're leaving the theater. Like, please come back. You really, think about me later. Give me a call. And it's like, oh, thanks. It's really just great. Yeah. I'll call you.
After that first date, it's like, so we're going to hang out next time. You're like, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Everyone a year later in the beginning of this movie feels like, I feel like it set the tone. We're like, we're all depressed now. Like we were all going to have fun and now we're not. Now everyone's miserable. Yeah. No one's having fun. It's this weird thing where like it's a weird way to humanize everybody because they want you to like the characters, but they know the characters aren't really likable. So like, how do we make everybody feel invested in these characters when we do start killing them? Let's make them, everyone's been depressed and isn't happy with their job. So let's do that. You want to root for them.
I do like that aspect.
I like it more as an adult. I did not like it as a kid.
I didn't know as a kid. Well, you didn't catch it as a kid, like, right? Like you didn't, there were some things about this movie I didn't catch as a kid where it's like, oh my God. Like, so Ray, right? Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character, Ray being the guy who went to investigate with the sister of the guy who they thought that they killed, and going and saying he's Billy Blue, and she said that he was sweet on her for a few moments or whatever. You're like, ooh, bro, like you maybe took her out or like banged her for information and then like just left, like, brother, brother, I'm putting that in right there,
brother. What's that? What's that, brother?
I thought as a kid that like the Ben Willis character was the one who was Billy Blue, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. But like when I rewatched it, there was a lot of elements where I was like, yeah, you kill somebody, you're gonna come back from college and you're gonna be sad. And you're gonna be sad the whole season. And your roommate's gonna be like, can you be happy? Can you just be happy?
Which is also one of my favorite things about movies from this time when there's a character who's depressed. They're like, can you just not? Just turn. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I left my sad switch on. I'll just turn that off for you
right now. Yeah. my bad. Yeah.
Sorry, I thought y'all were ride or dies. I thought you could handle me.
Yes, you can. But it rings true for everybody, right? Like Ryan Felipe's character was supposed to be the football guy. He just lives at home with his rich parents. Sarah Michelle Gellar's character, Helen, she's supposed to be the actor. She's like, I went there, I had to come back, right? And then her sister just makes fun of her. Fuck her.
Look, yeah, I don't think it's warranted either. I'm like, what is happening behind the scenes that we don't know that's making her get roasted?
I think she got killed because she made Billy Madison spell risotto. That's all I'm saying. We're going to put that clip in right here.
Please do.
Risotto. Risotto?
Those are Z's.
They look like ours to me.
That's not fair. Risotto is not a word. He's a baseball player. You're cheating.
Would you like to try the word buzz?
Also, I would love, I wish there was like a Billy Madison clue who done it. Just Billy Madison, you know, but the murderer, he thinks the murderer is the Penguin the whole time. So he's just like questioning all these kids, like, all right, so who did it? Who killed? Who saw the Penguin? Just, all you gotta do is point me where the Penguin. It's just all these kids are like, what are you talking about, man?
It's too damn hard for a penguin to just be walking around, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Also, I do enjoy Adam Sandler. He does have a movie called Murder Mystery 1 and 2. And I kind of enjoyed the first one. I'll say that.
The first one, I haven't watched the second one. The first one, legitimately enjoyed it.
It was fun.
I thought it was so fun.
I watched the second one, and it was a little, it did some things, and I was just like, no, you can't do that. That's not fair. Like, it's not fair to do that. No, I figured out something at the end, and I was like, yeah, that's easy. I was like, that part's easy, but I'm like, this thing that you threw in there, that's not fair. Like that, you can't do that. You can't do that.
I found that and this is why I'm nervous about Happy Gilmore too, because usually his first ideas with things land pretty well.
Oh yeah.
Until the sequel comes out. Like Grown Ups 2 is not nearly as fun to me as Grown Ups.
Oh yeah.
Like it's just too much.
They added too much on the plate, and they're like, oh, you like prime rib? How about you like prime rib, but we're gonna cook it all these different ways? And you're like, I just like the regular.
Yeah, the regular way was fine. It's a buffet plate brought to you by Kevin James at his biggest.
It's like good.
Don't worry, I got all the things for you.
Okay. It's like a good bourbon, and they're like, "Ooh, you like it? How about we put it in this cask?" And you're like, "Don't do that."
Like a gin cask.
Talk about piggy bank. Let's talk about Whistle Pig's piggy bank aged in a gin
Piggyback.
cap that I fucking hate. It's fucking trash.
Similarly, I had a rabbit hole aged in a vermouth cask, and the idea was they wanted the whiskey to taste like Manhattan. And that's the thing that works about a Manhattan is there's other things in it. It's chilled and it's a cocktail. When you drink that sucker, when you drink it straight and it's just room temperature, you're like this. Oh, it's aggressive. It grabs your tongue and it won't let go.
I want to die. Yeah, it's not fun. Also, too, with this movie, like as much as we're hating on this movie, as we round this out, they did even worse with part 2, and you're like, bro, the things I loved about this movie or wanted to love or nostalgia bait for this movie.
I'm going to be honest. If you drop the whole plot, the part of the movie with the sequel where she's having these reoccurring nightmares and stuff that are affecting her throughout the movie, if you get rid of that, you have a better movie.
Oh yeah,
it's that simple.
Oh yeah, there's a reason they didn't do it in Scream 1, 2. They did a little scene in Scream 3, and then you go to Scream 5, and the main character is having these flashers of her dad appearing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm assuming you've seen.
I haven't gotten that deep into the series, but I want to.
Well, then I'm not giving anything away because I'm not telling you who her dad is, the main character, but she has these flashers, and you're like, this is fucking weird. But they do it again in Scream 6, and it's like, okay, this girl's she's a little loony, and this works because they're okay. I've always heard the thing, if you do like it's in comedy, right? If you do a bit, you do it once,
it doesn't land.
You do the second time,
work. You do the second time, still doesn't work.
But if you do it third, fourth, fifth time, the exaggerated comedy aspect actually goes to your favor once you get past that hump of the first.
It's this weird overcommitment thing that somehow works.
This is what Family Guy works, right? They go to the chicken battles only work because you're like, in a minute in, you're like, what the fuck is he fighting a chicken for? A minute and a half.
But then by the end of the chicken fight, you're like, is that ever gonna happen again? Because I'll watch it anytime it happens. And to this day, anytime it happens, even when they tried to give the chicken guy like a background and like a family and everything, I'm like, yeah, but they're gonna fight, right? Like, you know. And
it works. It works.
And then throwing him in as Boba Fett in the Star Wars parodies is like
works.
Perfect. It's funny.
It's the same thing with the greased up deaf guy. Like he was brought in on like season 1. And then
I miss early Family Guy running jokes.
Yes.
The greased up deaf guy was so funny. And I feel like a lot of that spirit of Family Guy kind of left when Adam West passed away, because they used Mayor West as a way to kind of always have these dumb reoccurring jokes happen.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I like it. I miss it.
Adam West, James Wood, right? And like the James Wood bit where like, ooh, another piece of candy.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Or one of my other favorite bits is anytime Peter was running, he'd always fall and just hold his knee for the longest time. and then they stopped doing it when they had Lois fall and hold her boob. Like, it's just like, we get it. Lois does it.
We already
too
know that.
now.
Yeah, that's not as funny.
It's not as funny. Have Peter do it. It's funny.
It's like this movie, right? Like the kills in this work. I think there's a lot of this that works, even if the murder mystery aspect is a little like there is a whodunit aspect, but it's like you're never going to solve it. None of that matters because it returns back to throwback of like a slasher. That's what this is at the end of the day. It's somebody coming back for revenge. You don't know who it is. You want to figure it out, but you can't. But it doesn't matter because it's solved at the end of the day. It's Scooby-Doo solved at the end of the day.
Which is funny because Freddie Prinze Jr. is in the movie.
And so is Michelle Gellar.
And you got to have a Scooby-Doo moment. So, you know.
You have Daphne and Fred in here, and it's finally solved.
Yeah.
So all of those aspects work in this, but like to try and revisit it in a unauthentic way, we're going to talk about that movie one day, and I'll have my words for that movie. And I know who the guest is going to be on that. You guys should tune in. If you guys are Austin, Texas whiskey drinkers, I think you'll like it. Brandon already knows who's coming on for that episode. Brandon, would you say it's a good guest coming on for that episode?
Good guest to have. A lot of fun, lots of energy. Yeah, good.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Y'all will have fun.
It's going to be fun. But I think we're covering of the two. I think we're covering the better movie. And I think we're covering the funner movie that when people look back on this movie, they don't think about the sequel. They think about this movie in the same limelight that they think of Scream, that they think of Urban Legend. This is nostalgic bait. Like whether it's a good or bad movie, it's got a fun killer. It's got some fun kills. It's got fun moments that were replicated in Scary Movie. And it's got things that you're just like, yeah, I mean, it's high school kids running away from a slasher guy. Who's going to live? Who's going to die? I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but that's how that worked.
It works. Hey man, Jeepers Creepers worked a whole song into that movie. You can rhyme.
You're right. Jeepers Creepers. Where'd you get them peepers? To round this out, Brandon, before we get to the end of this, before we land the plane, who's your MVP of this movie?
I mean, look, I know I was saying that they weren't great, but I Sarah Michelle Gellar. She's fun.
She stole the show. Yeah.
Yeah. I like her a lot.
I am going to give my MVP to Ryan Felipe.
Oh, that's such a good choice.
And I found out something today that I never knew. His character was actually supposed to be a bulkier, bigger football character.
Right. Because I think so. This movie, there is a book.
Yeah.
Which apparently the author hates this movie.
Because people didn't die in the movie. People didn't die in the book. They died in the movie.
So I think his character was based more originally off of how the character was in the book. If I'm remembering that.
Correct,
yeah.
Correct. Big, bulky football player type guy. And I love it because you see Ryan, he's chihuahuaing this, right? Like he's a little dog being a big dog.
Yeah.
And I believe it. Like he is.
It's the energy. He goes in. He's committed,
bro. And I think the epitome of that is that scene in Scary Movie when the guy who plays the version of him beats the shit out of Cindy. Says, we'll take this to our grave, and he beats the shit out. I'm gonna cut to a clip right now.
You call the police, and I'll kill you myself.
But he beats the shit out of her, and like it's not necessary.
No,
he does it just to.
Also, I love that line in this movie.
We take this to our grave.
We take this to our grave.
But it's that he's a little dog playing big dog energy, and I buy the big dog energy.
It's like, believable. Yeah. You don't think about his stature the entire time because he occupies so much more space.
That's it right there. But I do love the Sarah Michelle Gellar because I do think she outshined Jennifer Love Hewitt.
I think it's just there's they both they're doing their best with what they had. But it's just something to be said. I Sarah Michelle Gellar, I believed her more.
I believe
as far as the role that she was in. I was like, all right, you're killing it. Yeah, I get it. There's all a lot of surface level, but there's another step with you, and I'm here for it.
Punching the glass when her hair is cut. I'm like, I believe that Sarah Michelle would do that. I believe it. Okay, as we land,
it's a blonde girl thing to do, really.
I mean, I look at my hair, like my hair game, your hair game. If my hair got cut at night, guess who's punching the mirror in the morning? That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I would run a hook hand through somebody.
Yeah. Somebody's getting Tyson's and I don't know who it is.
As in you're going to bite someone's ear or.
I mean, that's going to happen too, but also heavy left and right hooks are coming to
there you go. Just haymakers.
That's all I'm saying. As we land the plane here, I want, as we round this out, what is your expert pick for a whiskey drinker out there who's like, you know what, I've had that, or I want to advance my wallet game a little bit. I'm okay with spending a little bit more money, and I want to pair this with something a little bit more expert level. what is your expert whiskey pick as we round this out, my friend?
So my expert, I mean, I feel like a lot of people would go with like a Willet product because they're all heavier rise. But sticking with the true spirit of the high rye, and as being a Jim Beam fan that I am, I'm going to give it to the Baker's Single Barrel High Rye. It is 7 years, and this particular one is 7 years and 6 months. These are typically more limited releases, but I've been seeing them more and more lately. So
I was going to say, I saw a Baker 7 the other day.
Baker 7, I mean, you're going to find a Baker 7 pretty easily. Because they also have the similar bottle. The big difference is with these, it's the green writing that they put on it and the green band on it that lets you know it's a high rye.
Okay.
It's going to be.
Let's look up the price real quick.
Yeah. Because I think I got mine. It was around 70 something. So it's a little bit more. You're not breaking the Benjamin. So
at Total Wine, Baker's High Rye 7-year bourbon, $68.99. Maybe a different price where you're at. Maybe within a $8 to $10 difference depending on where you're at. But that is an expert pick. Like if you want to spend and shell out a couple more bucks, you've already got a good high rye. You've already tried the Redemption.
Mm-hmm. Your Redemption's going to have more of those grassier notes because of it being younger. This being a single barrel at a higher age statement. It's also 107 proof, which is, like I said, one of my sweet spots when it comes to proofing on whiskey. The flavors are going to be more nuanced. So it's going to be a little bit of a softer sweetness instead of that sharp cherry that you get from some of the other high ryes. It's going to be smoother. The rye notes are going to be more herbal than they are spicy. So like even with this, like there's notes of brown sugar that immediately give way to a little bit of lemongrass. And so it's playful. It's nice. Also, with it being 107 proof, it's going to hold up perfectly if you want to have it on ice or put some water in it. You're not going to have too much diminishing flavor.
And it's still going to pair well with this movie.
Oh, it's going to pair great. Yeah. Because at least when even at the low points when the acting's bad, you're like, I've got this drinking right now.
It's playful. It's sharp.
Going to elevate it. Yeah.
It's playful. It's sharp. It's going to help you forget about all the low points.
And it also doesn't overstay its welcome, which I will say this movie does not overstay its welcome.
That's fair.
It walks a fine line. It gets real close and then it backs off.
And I do think that's why this movie is so remembered in nostalgia sort of frame, and also why you're able to do a requel of this so far down the line. I'm glad they didn't do it any sooner. You wait that 25-year gap between the last one and now, and then you come back and you say, hey, is there something fun we can do with the remaining characters and introduce something new? So guys, this has been the first episode of Whiskey and a Mystery, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Brandon, as our first guest on here, I want to thank you for coming on. I think you just killed it, and I hope everybody learned some good whiskey knowledge and had a fun time with you. If they want to reach out to you, they want to talk to you about whiskeys, they want to talk to you about some fun movies, where can they reach out to you too, my man?
So like I said, while I'm not doing as much of the whiskey stuff as I used to, I still have my whiskey page. It's ATX Whiskey Society. You can still reach out. I'll still answer questions. We have a wealth of content on there for you to check out. Tons of really cool videos and interviews that we did with people in the industry. But if you're also a music guy like myself, you can follow my band King Bunny at King Bunny ATX on Instagram and on Facebook. Nice. You can show up to a show and we'll drink whiskey in person and talk. So, which is my favorite way. One of my favorite things to do is always share whiskey, music, and movies with people. It's a cultural cornerstone that we get to have.
Love it. Everybody go follow Brandon everywhere where he just told you to do it. You can follow me, Money Blake Weather, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, everywhere where the kids are saying to go hang out. I'm going to hang out there. It's going to be fun. I'm going to go learn the new lingo because we've got
the new mall.
Yeah, it's literally, we're mall rats, but we're just social media mall rats. And we've got all the Riz or whatever the kids are talking about. We've got it all here. You want to follow Nerds at Night? We are on Twitter. We are on Instagram. You could just type in Nerds at Night. If you're not already subscribed on YouTube, click subscribe, click like, throw a comment,
smash that like button.
Yeah, smash it or do whatever the kids are telling you to do. I don't give a shit. Yeah, throw a comment. Let me know what whiskey you think you'd prefer with this, if you disagree, or what your favorite moment or quote from this movie is, because there's a lot of fun ones from this movie. And if you're going to go see the new one, let me know in the comments, because we're going to do a breakdown of that when that comes out as well. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank y'all so much. And I hope to continue to provide you good whiskey pairings with a good murder mystery. And I'll always round this out the same way that I always do, whether it's morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time you're listening to this or watching it. I do appreciate you. And until the next case, I will see you. Peace.